did make the playoffs in their first game this year. South Lafourche 35-8 victors over Carver. Brother Martin 38-13 winners over East Ascension. I'm Lance Jacob. I'm joined by Eddie Davidson. The team's now walking towards midfield for the coin toss. This should be an outstanding football game. May not be a lot of passes, but this should be a good football game on our hands.
Lance, good evening and pleasure to be with you again. I think your prediction is correct. There won't be much passing. As you noted earlier, Brother Martin only last season won 5 of their last 6 without completing a pass. That's unbelievable. The power of their offensive line must be tremendous. As far as South Lafourche, we know their quarterback last week only attempted 2 passes, yet he had 8 carries for 76 yards. That's Jamie Bado with 3 touchdowns. It's a very impressive quarterback there.
There you see the captains at midfield. The coin toss is about to be flipped, and we'll let you listen in on the calls. Martin has won the toss, but they will defer to the second half, and South Lafourche will have their choice. I believe the Tarpons will take the ball. Let's find out from the official. Yes, the Tarpons will have the first possession. Brother Martin deferred to the second half, so the Crusaders will kick, and the Tarpons will receive. As we mentioned, both these teams did make the playoffs last year. Brother Martin stopped in the by-district round with a loss to St. Amant, 28-21. And on the other end, the Tarpons also lost in the by-district round when West Jefferson defeated them in an exciting ball game, 14-13, which came down to some of the final plays of the game. As we mentioned, 6-4 overall. That was Brother Martin's record last year. The Tarpons 7-3 last year. And in this year, the polls picked Brother Martin as high as number 4 and South Lafourche number 6. So this should be an outstanding contest between two teams that are presently ranked in the top 10 in the state. We will now head to the field for the national anthem. Enthusiastic and quite beautiful crowd here in the Louisiana Superdome for the finale of the Hap Gloddy Classic. Brother Martin takes on South Lafourche, and this should be a great contest. We've mentioned it several times, folks, but I can't get over it. This should be a whale of a ball game. Brother Martin against South Lafourche. Both these teams return some starters. Brother Martin returns 5 offensive players, 4 defensive players, while South Lafourche returns 7 offensive and 7 defensive players. So some veteran ball players on both squads. And also, when you talk about veteran players, you have to look at the Brother Martin offensive line. All 5 players are seniors. In fact, the 2 ends, the split end and the tight end, are also seniors. In fact, the only junior in the lineup for Brother Martin's offense is Royce Gerard.
Royce Gerard last week had 11 carries for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns in their victory over East Ascension, Lance. In fact, Brother Martin scored in their first 6 possessions and led 38-0.
They are led by Ricky Corrales, the quarterback, 6'1", 195 pounds, 10 carries, 66 yards last week. Broke a long play for 27 yards. 2 touchdowns, had a 6.6 yard average. Nick Reggio will kick the ball off for Brother Martin, and South Lafourche will receive. Nick Reggio. And we are underway as that ball high in the air, deep in the end zone. That will be a touchback. Nick Reggio, we've seen some great kickers tonight. In the previous game, Pat Neely put several deep in the end zone, and this one starts off much the same way as Nick Reggio collected all of that football and put it in the end zone.
A very fine kick. One thing I want to point out for South Lafourche is they're going with a new quarterback this season, as last year's starting quarterback Kevin Martin has graduated. And Jamie Badeau will take a second start for the Tarpons tonight.
Kevin Martin is gone. Also, Charlie Wallace is gone. Wallace had over 1,100 yards last year. This is South Lafourche, 3 men in the backfield. Badeau with the handoff up the middle inside the 20 to the 25. No, make it to 23-yard line. And we'll get the ball carrier as we sort things out. That's number 1, Tree Lee. No, that's not a mispronunciation, folks. That's Tree Lee. And don't adjust your set. He's 5'1", 116 pounds. He's a junior. Watch the little guy get inside the traffic here. You have to be careful when you're a defensive player. He may scoot through.
One thing you have to notice is a guy his size doesn't require a big hole to get some yardage. It's a 3-yard gain off of virtually no hole.
One more time up the middle for the Tarpons. Short gain on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd and 6, possibly 5. After the mark, it will be 3rd and 5 from the 25. Tedesco on the tackle for Brother Martin. They will oftentimes go with a 4-man front. Now, on certain situations, they may bring that 5th and possibly a 6th man up to the line. 5 men on the line right now. The handoff to the inside, going nowhere. I believe Badeau kept the football, and he is stopped for no gain, possibly a loss on the play. 3 downs and out for the Tarpons. Brother Martin's defense stands strong.
Brother Martin's defense is led by number 84, Damien Tullier, 6'2", 275-pound senior, very highly recruited, very highly rated. Defensive pressure like that, it could be a long night for South Lafourche.
Tullier, 3 tackles, 2 sacks last week against East Ascension. And there you see the middle congested up by the Brother Martin defense. On the field, this is the punter for South Lafourche, David Gomez. Up and away, it's a beautiful punt. Fair catch called for by Corrales. And Brother Martin will put it in play at their own 32-yard line. An outstanding punt by Gomez.
43-yard punt by Gomez, a very outstanding punt.
A nice high punt, allowing his defense to get down there. Good hang time, and Brother Martin was forced to call a fair catch at the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for Brother Martin. You'll see them run the wishbone, and you'll see him run the 2-back set. Don't look for many passes tonight, folks, from either of these teams. Coach Bobby Conlon, 185 and 85 and 5 over his 25-year career. 1st and 10, Corrales, inside handoff, and Lieber make that Pizzolato to fullback, goes nowhere. Mark Pizzolato is your fullback in that 3-back set. He's flanked by Royce Gerard and Kenny Lieber.
Lance, what you're going to see tonight is a lot of this pitching by Corrales. Nothing downfield, all to the backfield. I'd be surprised if we see 5 downfield passes in the game completely.
There you see the middle congested, as Brother Martin did on the other end. That time the Tarpons filled the middle. We'll go over this offensive line for Brother Martin on this next play. Corrales making a change at the line. 2nd and 10. 2 men in the backfield, Pizzolato and Lieber. The pitch. There's, and that's off to Gerard. Actually, Royce Gerard goes nowhere as he's stopped inside the 30-yard line. A loss of 5 on the play as he is stopped inside the 28-yard line. Make it a loss of 4. He's back at the 29-yard line. Let's talk about the offensive line for Brother Martin. All seniors, as we mentioned. The wideouts, Brandon Bouquois. He'll be wearing number 14, and the tight end is Vic Dubaclet. Hal Howitt, Nick Cashjon, Jimmy Marks, Kurt Traub, and Dustin Cook are your linemen from left to right. Corrales, the quarterback, and in the backfield, Gerard, Pizzolatto, and Lieber. Corrales drops back. Oh, we have a pass for tonight, maybe. Corrales eyeing the field, and he's going to get up to the 40-yard line nearly as he tiptoed down the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down situation, and it'll be a punting situation. Nick Reggio on the field for the Crusaders. Appeared to be a rollout type pass, and as you can see, Tarpons with great coverage downfield, and Corrales was forced to tuck it under and make yardage by his own self.
It's a great tackle by Jerome Amard on the play. The 10-yard gain for Corrales, but I don't think he's going to be throwing the ball all night, even on the rollouts. It's just, a fake for them.
Oddly enough, they have a pretty good quarterback behind him, Blair Barbier. He's also a pretty good passer. Reggio gets this one underway. It's taken in at the 30-yard line. Going to the right side. Has a lane and tackled finally by number 13 for Brother Martin. And that is Reagan Roussel.
42-yard punt for Reggio.
Aaron Saldier on the reception on that punt.
10-yard gain for Saldier also. You get some fine kickers who come around New Orleans this year. With Reggio showing his leg strength, before Neely for Jesuit, this is going to be a fine year for New Orleans kicking prospects.
The inside handoff. This is Tree Lee up to the 45-yard line, just shy of the 45. We'll call it the 44, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Batto there on the handoff, and Lee picking his way through traffic. Look at that little guy go. He's going to be a crowd favorite, no doubt, tonight.
Brian Corrales on the stop. You see Lee darting to his right, and Brian Corrales on the tackle there.
South Lafourche, coached by Nessie Pierce, 17-17 in his 4th year. The Tarpons, 2nd and 6. Handoff on the inside. That's number 35, Blackwell, and Blackwell is taken down at about the 48-yard line.
As then appears that South Lafourche is going to be running to their right. Apparently they're strengthening their offensive lineman Ryan Thomasy, 6'4", 286, and David St. Marie, 6'3", 255. 2 powerful high school linemen, both seniors. It's going to be a big crux of the Tarpon offense running to the right side. Brings up a 3rd and about 2, Lance.
3rd and 2, here we go, the handoff. We have whistles stopping the play. And while we have time on this 3rd and 2 situation on this dead ball, let's quickly run down the lineup for the South Lafourche Tarpons. It's illegal procedure against the Tarpons. David Gomez is your split end. Darrell Marlboro is your tight end. John Campbell, Quint Berg, Ryan Guidry, Ryan Thomasy, David St. Marie are your linemen from left to right. Tree Lee in the backfield. Jamie Batto, your quarterback, and he's flanked by Blackwell and Adrian Ross as your running backs in the backfield. 3rd down, and let's call it 7 after that 5-yard penalty. Handoff to the outside. And nowhere to go as Brother Martin plays tough and strings that one out to the right side. That was Paul Danos on the carry. He had 9 carries for 59 yards last week, a touchdown, and he broke a long one for 25, but that wasn't happening on that play as Brother Martin played good solid defense. And if you couldn't see that play, one of the linemen, I think that's him right there, the chain gang, actually got bowled over by a couple of Brother Martin tacklers.
Well, he's getting paid tonight, might as well earn it.
We hope he's getting paid. All right, punting situation. David Gomez back one more time for the Tarpons. This one almost blocked as that one goes straight up in the air. There's an elevator punt, folks, up and down. Takes a Tarpon bounce, not much of one, and that'll be a net 10-yard punt.
You're looking at a hang time of about 5.
Give them credit on the hang time, but that's not what you want to do. If we can see a replay of that, if possible, you'll see why that punt was so poor.
Net 12-yard punt on the kick, Lance.
Here, watch the pressure on this punter if we can roll this through. There you see it was forced. If he would have kicked that on the normal trajectory, that would have been blocked by one of 2 Brother Martin Crusaders. Back to live action. The handoff on the inside. And it goes for no gain. Pizzolatto stacked up in the interior defensive line. Big number 99, that's Michael Plaisance. 6 feet, 243 pounds, a junior. listed at 5'11", but he goes just a bit taller.
So a very strong defensive line for South Lafourche with Jason Hamilton, 6'1", 235, plays on 6 foot 243. Reagan Guidry, 6 foot 250, and Kent Berg at 5'9", 203. Very imposing defensive line.
Berg's the lightest one, and he's on the left side. We'll see if Brother Martin tries to go that way. Corrales, misdirection play, hands off on what looked like to be a counter. Stopped at the 45-yard line for little or no gain. That's Royce Gerard, who had the big night against East Ascension last week. There you see good pressure, and that's a key play by that defensive player, Kent Berg, that we were just talking about. He did not play 203 pounds big that time. He played probably 250 or 260.
It's a nice play from being blocked to the ground and coming up and making the tackle. Grabbed Gerard by the ankles and just pulled him down.
Corrales facing 3rd and 9. 2 men in the backfield. That's Pizzolatto with the football, and that's not going to get it done. 3rd and 9, and they go with that fullback dive. And they will trade punts for punts now. 4th down, and we'll call it 7. Nick Reggio back on the field. There you take a look at the South Lafourche defense prepared for that Pizzolatto run on the fullback dive, and it goes nowhere.
The question is, will the coaches decide to make a change early in the game to go to more of a passing attack? Neither team passes very much, but they're having so much trouble running right now.
That's a tall order to ask these teams to pass with any consistency. They're just going to trade punches here and see what happens on field possession. Probably waiting for a turnover or two. The Reggio punt is deep, and Southwell is taking down rather rudely inside the 20-yard line at about the 16-yard line. We'll call it the 18. That's where forward progress went. And there you see number 82, who was in on the tackle. That is Randy Quick. So Randy Quick.
It's beautiful coverage by the Crusaders. 34-yard punt for Reggio, but the coverage was outstanding.
Jamie Badeau brings the Tarpons up to the line at their own 18, 1st and 10. 3 men in the backfield, and that was Lee in motion, but the handoff goes the other way. And that is number 20, I believe. That's Adrian Ross on the play. Yes, it is Adrian Ross up the middle, and he was tackled by the interior linebacker for Brother Martin.
It's a bit of a misdirection play there. Ross coming from the opposite direction, running to his left, gained about 4 yards in the play.
Damian Tollier got there along with a linebacker for Brother Martin, and it is now 2nd down, and we'll call it 8. Badeau. 3 men in the backfield, the fullback dive. No, it's pitched out to the outside. Well, that was a good fake on the fullback dive because it had me going that way, but they pitch it outside to Adrian Ross.
It's a beautiful fake by Badeau. In fact, I believe after he makes the pitch, he gets crunched right there. Ross gains about, 4 yards in the play?
John Campbell on the block to the outside. Here you'll see John Campbell clear out the outside and allow Ross to cut back to the inside. That was him on the right of your screen. Actually, Campbell took out 2 Crusaders on that block. 3rd down and 4. Badeau off to Lee. Lee to the right side, has 1st down yardage. No, he doesn't get there. It appeared that Lee may have had an opening, and at 5'1", he doesn't need much of an opening, but Brother Martin closed it down rather quickly, and it'll bring up a 4th down punting situation, and we will now have 3 consecutive punts by the Tarpon offense. Brother Martin, as well as you've been watching, has already had 2.
The one thing is at 5'1", 116 pounds, it doesn't take a lot to tackle him. Joey Tedesco basically just wrapped over with one arm and flung him to the ground.
There won't be many yards after contact with Tree Lee.
I think you're going to say, well, the snap was good that time. He's blocked.
Almost another block by Brother Martin. That punt goes straight up in the air, and this one will net negative 5 yards. Negative 4 yards to be exact. So Brother Martin takes over at the 24-yard line. Make it the 23-yard line. Excellent possession.
After 3 kicks, Gomez is averaging 25 yards a kick. It's going to be a long night against special teams for South Lafourche.
That's rather good considering. I don't see how it could be that high.
Correction, it's 20 yards a kick.
Okay. The field position is in Brother Martin's favor now at the 24-yard line. The pitch to the outside, and Lieber goes nowhere. Lieber tried to break it out to the left-hand side and could not get there. And watch him as he's stuck. Here you see Salde. Yeah, that was number 23. Aaron Salde.
Coming up from his defensive back position to make the stop on Lieber in the backfield.
Corrales facing second down and 11. Pizzolatto in the backfield gets the handoff on the fullback dive, and he will not even get one. And this first quarter is just about history. Under 1:10 to go. No stops in play as these two teams trade out their blows on the ground. And faced with 3rd and 11, Corrales will go back one more time. Maybe this will be a passing situation. Who knows?
No, Lance. He's going to pitch it out this time to Royce Girard and set up the field goal attempt by Reggio.
Has Carl Smith entered the building? Well, maybe they heard you there, Eddie. Brother Martin will call a timeout to think about things. 44 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We're scoreless at the Louisiana Superdome.
If you're gonna come out to play, you better not fake it.
Kick it! Quench it!
Gatorade in the house! Come on!
Kick it like that! Kick it! Quench it! Quench it like that! Kick it! Quench it!
Quench it with Gatorade. Nothing helps you go longer or stronger.
Kick it! Quench it! Kick it!
Word up!
Quench it!
Come on, come on!
Kick it like that! Gotta give me Gatorade! Give me some!
It's gotta be Gatorade.
Kick it!
After the timeout, it's 3rd and 11 for Brother Martin at the 24-yard line. And that brings up a passing situation, and we say that tongue-in-cheek under the present conditions with these two teams playing. But I do want to mention one thing. Blair Barbier, a backup quarterback for Brother Martin, is an outstanding, I wouldn't go as far as saying outstanding, but he's a good-looking passer. Got a chance to see him in the East Jefferson Jamboree and drop back for 3 attempts, 3 strikes. So he was 3 for 3 for that portion of play. So he has a good-looking future as possibly a drop-back passer. Speaking of passing, Corrales drops back, lofts it in the air. It's caught! Touchdown for Brother Martin, Brandon Buqua. Well, shame on the announcers for teasing Coach Conlon in the offensive attack. Corrales showed he can get the job done, and Brandon Buqua made a great adjustment in the end zone for the catch.
Looking picture perfect here. Corrales drops back just over the outstretched arms of the defensive back. Look at Mark Danos on the cover. And Brandon Buqua with a big-time catch there. A beautiful catch.
Mark Danos on the impressive coverage in the end zone, but that was Brother Martin's play as the pass was on target, and Buqua made a great adjustment to catch the ball. And the extra point is up and good, as you saw Nick Reggio kick it through the uprights. We have a score. Brother Martin 7, South Lafourche nothing. We'll be back after this.
Rolling Stones live. Voodoo Lounge. Estate of Mind.
Budweiser presents Rolling Stones Live with special guest Bryan Adams, October 10th at the Superdome. Tickets on sale now at the Superdome box office, all Ticketmaster outlets, or charge by phone.
Rolling Stones live.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Superdome. 37 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 7-0 Brother Martin leads on a 24-yard touchdown pass to Brandon Buqua. Reggio on the kickoff. High in the air, one more time in the end zone. We've seen 2 fine kickers tonight during this Hat-Bloody Classic. Pat Neely for Jesuit, and Nick Reggio now once again shows that he has fine leg strength as well.
Lance, as you mentioned earlier, it's going to be a field possession game. if the Tarpons continue to have problems with their punting, it's going to be a long night for them, and Brother Martin will take advantage of it. Otherwise, we're going to look for some turnovers.
37 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Jamie Batto will run the Tarpon offense. The handoff to the far side. Batto keeps the ball instead, and he's taking down just over the 20-yard line. That's big number 84 in your screen, Damien Tollier. He is a great player, 6'2", 275, a senior. He's tops on several recruiting lists. As he hog-ties him and brings him to the turf. 3 tackles, 2 sacks last week against East Ascension. And this play will not get off before the end of the quarter. Brother Martin leads 7-0 after 1 quarter of play. We'll switch sides and resume the second quarter right after this.
Sunday, September 18th at the Louisiana Superdome. Willie Nelson and family. Sean Mellencamp. Neil Young. Spin Doctors. Jim Blossoms. With the Neville Brothers, John Conley, Teddy Bingo, and many more. For tickets, call 1-800-488-5252. Farm Aid 7. Southwest Airlines is the official airline to Farm Aid.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Superdome at the start of the second quarter. Brother Martin leads South Lafourche 7-0. And our ace statistician Henry Green informs us South Lafourche has 23 yards of total offense. Brother Martin only has 33, but 24 of those came via the Corrales 24-yard touchdown pass to Brandon Bouquois. 2nd down and 9 for Jamie Batto and the Tarpons.
Lance, I expect Batto to hand off right now to Adrian Ross, the only running back Lafourche has had who's had any success at all.
We'll have to see. 2nd and 9. Batto with a complete complement in the backfield, and it's a reverse here to the near side. That's number 11, and that was an interesting play. Interesting play on that side, and that is Denny Collier, the backup quarterback who came from the far side on the reverse with the handoff. The misdirection play, if we can take a look at it, here we go. Batto with the handoff, Brother Martin possibly keying on the backside, and there you saw Collier come across on the inside and took that play up to the 28-yard line, possibly the 28-yard line, we'll call it that.
Interesting to note with Damien Tullier coming through and making the tackle downfield. It's a big man, 275 pounds, making the chase like that.
3rd and 2. The inside handoff works this time. 1st down yardage for the Tarpons. Across the 30-yard line, up to the 33 possibly, maybe the 34. They'll unpile. And the line of scrimmage will be marked at the 34-yard line. There you take a look at the Brother Martin defense. And basically they'll go with a 4-man front. They'll shoot the gaps. And they try and make the plays at the line of scrimmage and in the backfield, which many teams do, but the problems on that end is you can possibly give up many big plays when you attack like they do at the line of scrimmage. The inside handoff, and that goes for a short gain. There you see on the tackle, Joey Tedesco, one of the interior linebackers.
Well, Tedesco had the initial contact, but he was gang tackled with Trumbach. It appears Rieger also on the assist.
2nd down, and we'll call it 8. It's a long 8, possibly 9, at the 36-yard line. Inside handoff. No, it goes to the outside. That was a nice-looking misdirection play, and he brings it out over the 40-yard line. And Paul Danos was the recipient of that sleight of hand by Jamie Batto.
Now, last week, Danos had 9 carries for 59 yards. It was a great fake by Batto to set that up, though. It was a great fake for a 5-yard gain for the Tarpons.
3rd down and 2 once again. Under 10 minutes to go here in this quick-moving football game. Under 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Batto.
I think Batto's going to be looking for Blackwell, just taking up the middle. Up.
And they will have to redo this one. 3rd down and 2. illegal procedure probably going against the Tarpons. It should be 3rd and 7 unless the Crusaders made contact first. I don't believe they did.
Bringing up an obvious passing situation for the Tarpons. Will he throw? 3rd and 7.
Offsides against the Tarpons. That'll bring up the 3rd and 7. And we'll see if Badeau reaches for the passing play, as Corrales did on the other side of the field earlier last quarter.
One thing you need to mention is Badeau's only 5'9". He may have trouble seeing the passing lanes.
Dropping back, this is Badeau. Recoils and hits his receiver, and it's caught by Adrian Ross, but he's well short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 3. A punting situation one more time, and this has not been a gimme for David Gomez. He has had Crusaders all around him each time he's punted the football.
I think we're looking for an out-and-out block of this punt right here, Lance. 2 of them have been nearly touched. One of them appeared to have been blocked. The snaps have been all over the place back there. Gomez, he probably wants somebody else back there to block for him.
Corrales will be back for Brother Martin on the receiving end of this punt. The protection is a little better, and Gomez gets this one underway. It'll bounce at the 35, take a Tarpon roll, and it's downed. And contact was made inside the 30-yard line. It'll be down at the 29. So the Brother Martin offense will make its way back on the field inside their own territory at the 29-yard line. 8:39 to go here in the second quarter.
Gomez with a 32-yard punt without any pressure, allowed pushing the Crusaders back into their own territory. I don't know if Brother Martin can mount the attack rushing the ball all night long. They may have to go back to the air. It was very successful the first time. Let's see it again.
There you see Coach Bobby Conlon. What an outstanding history he has. 185 victories, 85 losses, 5 ties, 25 years of coaching an institution there at Brother Martin. Corrales on the pitch to the outside, and the spacing was messed up on that play as the Tarpon defense strung it out to the outside. And credit the key defensive play by number 38. That's Ricky Burke, the senior for the Tarpons. Make that number 33.
Curtis Duet.
It's Curtis Duet for the Tarpons.
One thing to note out, the Tarpons are keying on Royce Gerard. He now has -3 yards after 3 carries.
Oh, what a difference a week makes. 125 yards on 11 carries last week, and as you heard Eddie tell you, he's in the negative yardage so far. 2nd down and 11. Handoff to the far side. That's Lieber, and Lieber goes nowhere. Maybe a yard, but it's going to be a tough earned yard. Kenny Lieber getting the handoff to the far side and actually outran one of his blockers. Number 54, Hal Howitt, didn't get a chance to get in front of him as Lieber decided to take it outside, maybe farther outside than that play was designed to go.
It appears Lafourche is putting so much pressure on the Brother Martin offensive line. Brother Martin with 5 returning seniors in the offensive line is being pushed around by the very large Tarpons right now, with Reagan Guidry at 6'2", 250, and Michael Claison's at 6'2", 243.
Brother Martin's had the positive plays so far, counting on the Corrales touchdown pass. But South Lafourche certainly has stood tall, and defensively they have looked strong with the exception of one play. Actually, Brother Martin beat Ascension 38-13 last week, and they scored on their first 6 possessions to lead 38-0 before pulling back the reins on that game in Gonzales. Penalty against Brother Martin on that play, I believe, delay a game. It'll be 3rd down and 15. 3rd down and 14, let's call it.
Well, it looks like an obvious passing situation now for Corrales. His first attempt was very successful. What do we expect here?
Well, Brother Martin may be in danger of another delay of game. It appeared that the quarterback, Corrales, in fact, they had to call a timeout, or else they would have had consecutive delay of game calls. 7:47 remaining here in the second quarter. It's 7-0. Brother Martin leads.
Shaq back. Shaquille O'Neal returns to the Superdome when the Orlando Magic meets the Miami Heat. Catch the Shaq Saturday, October 29th. Tickets on sale now at the Dome and Ticketmaster. Buy yours now.
Jacob and Eddie Davidson back with you inside the Louisiana Superdome for the Hap-Glaude Classic. And Brother Martin leads the South Lafourche Tarpons 7-0. They're now facing a 3rd down and 14 situation back inside their own 25-yard line. On that previous exchange, Brother Martin was called for delay of game. That moved it back, and for some reason, Corrales thought there was a timeout called. He came over to talk to Coach Bob Conlon, and by the time he got back out to the huddle, he called timeout in fear of taking another delay of game call. Then you take a look at the South Lafourche defense. They are very big up front. Jason Hamilton, Michael Plaisance, Reagan Guidry, Kent Berg, the linebackers, Jerome Amart, Anthony Villiat, Harry Abear, and Mac Bourne. They have controlled the running attack of Brother Martin so far. Inside run, there it goes to Pizzolatto, and he's taken down for a no gain. Big number 69, Reagan Guidry. There you took a look at him. 5'11", 250 pounds, a senior. That is Ricky Corrales coming to the sidelines.
I believe in that previous play, Corrales attempted to call timeout, but it wasn't recognized by the officials, thus leading to the 5-yard penalty.
Back to punt. This will be Reggio, his 3rd punt of the night. Sets, has plenty of time, gets a foot into it, but he shanked it off to the right side. And that will take a Tarpon bounce and be down at the 45-yard line of Brother Martin. So great field position now for the Tarpons and for their quarterback, Jamie Baddow, to take the controls.
Reggio with a 19-yard punt of the exchange. Right now, South Lafourche is 48 yards total offense. Brother Martin only 33. It's going to be a very defensive game, it looks like.
7 minutes exactly to go here in the second quarter. Brother Martin leads South Lafourche 7-0. Lance Jacob and Eddie Davidson with you from the Louisiana Superdome at the Hap-Glaude Classic. 1st and 10. Battle hands off to the far side. This is Ross. No, Battle keeps it wide open down the field. It's caught. That's Darryl Marlborough inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. Oh my goodness, what a great play action fake by Jamie Batto. He had me completely fooled. I thought he handed off to Adrian Ross.
I believe he has to use Batto backing up.
The cameraman was faked also. I don't feel so bad now, folks. The cameraman thought it was going that way too.
I don't know if you can hear it, but the South Lafourche fans are waiting for that pass all season. Only 2 games into it, but Batto's 2nd attempt of the year. 4th attempt of the year. And it's a completion.
Big Darryl Marlborough on the completion end of that pass. A flag goes down as that play is up and underway. Inside the 5-yard line, there's a flag. The handoff went to Danos.
One thing it appears is both teams are going to have to use the element of surprise, putting the passing game in there tonight. They're obviously not going to have any success running the ball. Let's put it up in the air.
The penalty goes against Brother Martin, so it'll be 1st and goal from just a bit closer. Make it inside the 2-yard line. One thing about the running games both these teams implore, they have a lot of success wearing the defenses down, and that takes time. So maybe you'll see some of those running plays bust open in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Here's a handoff to the inside, and Danos goes nowhere fast. Stood up inside the 1. A great tackle by Joey Tedesco.
Tedesco with a fantastic tackle right there in the middle of the field. Blackwell, a 6', 195 junior, stood up by the 5'10", 175 Joey Tedesco.
Also went on the play, if we can see, Billy Rieger took him head on from his knees, and Tedesco came over to help out. So let's give Billy Rieger credit on the tackle also. 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Inside handoff is dropped. A fumble recovered by Brother Martin, but there is a flag on the play. And the play has been blown dead. We may have an infraction against South Lafourche. False start against the Tarpons. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 6 now.
It isn't often when a penalty actually helps your offensive attack, but that's what it's done here for South Lafourche. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6.
Brother Martin has shown in their first game that they can be hurt by the pass. 181 yards passing offense for East Ascension in the first week, and that led to a 222-yard performance by the East Ascension offense. There you see the player taking off with the help of the coaches. That's Tyler Lassane. Lassane last week had 14 rushes for 68 yards, and that is not a good sight for the Tarpon fans. of scrimmage at the 6. 2nd down and goal from the 6. The handoff near the near side. Batto kept it one more time, and he goes here to the right side to the 2-yard line. Sooner or later, I'll get one of these plays right.
Batto with a beautiful fake there, Lance. It didn't take, that was a great fake. Most of us were probably fooled. There he is, the fake to
Batto,
Adrian Ross.
The ball.
And met up again by Joey Tedesco. Tedesco having a fine night tonight. I believe he's also an all-city candidate.
Acting as the last line of defense that time for the Brother Martin defense. You take a good look at Joey Tedesco as he prepares for this 3rd down and goal-to-goal situation. And drops the ball. Jamie Batto, miscommunication on the snap, and if Brother Martin recovers this, they have dodged a bullet. They are unpiling, and the official word has not been shown. There it is. The Tarpons keep the football.
Watching the South Lafourche, here's the handoff. Looked like there was a little misconnection right there with Batto on the snap. He never gained possession of it, and here you see the Brother Martin defenders just diving in there. One of them's got to pick it up.
Alex Trumbeck may have had a shot at collecting that football as you see him off to your right side going down behind the pile, but I believe it was John Campbell who may have come up with the football for the Tarpons. There's a timeout on the field as both teams move to their sidelines to discuss this 4th down play from the 3-yard line. Just inside the 3, we'll call it the 2-yard line as it's 4th and goal. You go with the play-action pass here as you see the setting here at the Louisiana Superdome. Brother Martin leads 7-0. There you see Chubby Marks, defensive coordinator for the Brother Martin Crusaders, a gapping defense, very aggressive style, and he's almost been there as long.
One thing you're going to see here, Lance.
He's almost been there as long as Bobby Conlon. Go ahead.
Okay, Bobby Conlon, 25 years probably. I think with Lafourche, watching the kicking game in the warm-ups doesn't look very strong. What we're going to see now, they're going to have to go to the run. It's going to have to try and get Adrian Ross into the end zone, or Batto to keep it with a big fake.
That's the situation, folks. The yard marker to the top of your screen. 4th down, and South Lafourche has that much to go to the goal line.
6 feet.
Jamie Batto brings the troops up to the 2-yard line. 4th and goal, the handoff to the outside. Danos is trying to get there. He can't do it. An outstanding defensive play by the free safety, Reagan Roussel, who had 3 tackles against East Ascension, but none were bigger than that one right there as he takes down Danos at the 5-yard line.
Here he comes. Danos running to the outside. There he is. One-on-one situation. Reagan Roussel, the 6'3", 190-pound free safety, brings down Danos, 6', 166-pound senior tailback from South Lafourche.
Showed outstanding speed that time, closing in on the ball carrier. 4:45 left here in the first half. Brother Martin comes up to the line of scrimmage, which is now the 5. This is a handoff to Pizzolato, but a whistle will stop action, and we'll have to sort things out now. It may be offsides against South Lafourche. We'll have to wait and see.
That appears to be the call, Lance, as the Brother Martin players are indicating it's against South Lafourche. And a correction.
Well, they changed the call, or maybe they just got together and had the wires crossed on the initial scene, but it will be against the Brother Martin Crusaders. Illegal motion offside called against Brother Martin.
One thing you see was the back judge threw the flag, so you knew it had to be an illegal procedure call.
1st down and 12 from the 2-yard line. And it's pretty safe to bet here Brother Martin will not pass. I'll go on the record saying that. Here's a handoff to the inside, and Corrales takes the ball back on the fullback dive, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play.
Hey, Corrales with the quarterback keeper here, and he's just brought down gang tackle number 14 with a beautiful pull down right here. Jerome Amard on the stop with a one-handed tackle of Corrales.
2nd down and 12 from the 2. The Tarpon defense trying to get the ball back to Nessie Pierce's offense before the half expires. Corrales will keep it himself and just try and get his punter into room, it appears like, unless there was a mess up on the snap. He may be just trying to set up his punter, it appears.
It appears he's just trying to give him some room, something to go with.
You're not going to score, or you're not going to gain 12 yards on that play very often, if ever.
That play was called. It was just take a dive up the middle, see what you can get. Keep your legs churning, maybe you'll gain a few extra yards. The Lafourche players appear tired already kneeling down, getting in their stance very early late in the first half.
Handoff to Pizzolatto to the outside, and he is strung out and will go not far past the 5-yard line. This will bring on Nick Reggio for the punt. With 3:10 and counting left here in the first half, the Tarpons will get the ball back, and Nessie Pierce and his offensive unit will have one more time to get on the scoreboard here in the first half.
Once again, Curtis Duet on the stop for Lafourche. As you said, stringing him out wide, just bringing him down. Good tackling by Lafourche tonight.
Saldelier is back at the 35-yard line to receive this punt. Reggio at the back of his end zone. The punt is up, underway. It's a low punt, fair catch called, and it'll be taken in at the 36-yard line. So South Lafourche will have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to make their way down the field and dent the scoreboard.
Reggio with a 32-yard punt. I'm kind of surprised Lafourche didn't try and put more pressure on that kick, trying to create the block or maybe even a shanked kick. Although their position right now at the 36-yard line is not bad, it could have been improved pressuring the punter.
2:30 on the clock before halftime, and Badeau brings the Tarpons up to the line of scrimmage at the 36. Lee's in motion. He gets the ball coming to the near side, and jukes and jives at the 38. Nowhere to go. He'll be stopped at the 39, possibly a loss of 3.
Jason Sirkovich, like, came in on the stop, the linebacker, number 1. There's Tedesco, and there they are combining on the stop. I think Trey Lee's going to have a real tough time running against these very strong Crusaders. He's been tackled by one player every time. They don't even need to gang tackle him.
Not going to have much luck in between the tackles, it looks like. He may have to go to the outside. And if the defensive ends and the outside linebackers continue to push up the field, it's going to be even tougher for him to get to the outside. Badeau in a 2nd and 12 situation. Drops back, steps in the pocket, fires a pass complete to the outside, and that's Lee. And Lee is brought down to the 30-yard line. Correction on the play, it's David Gomez, the split end. Saw the one momentarily, thought it was Tree Lee, but it's Gomez, the split end. And you see the tackle made by Reagan Russo at the 30-yard line.
Reagan Russo's had some outstanding tackles tonight by himself. But there again is Tedesco making his move over to help.
Under 1:20 to go. Here in the first half, the Tarpons are at the 30-yard line. That's Jamie Badeau directing this drive. 3rd and 4, the handoff on the inside, tough going, stays on his feet, and it'll be close to first down yardage. I don't believe he has it, and that is number 42, Anthony Billiot, the fullback on the play.
Billiot trying to move outside. Brother Martin's there, their gang tackling team.
And the Tarpons call timeout as they are facing a 4th and 1 situation. Interesting call here as they try and go up the gut. I think they were planning all along, Eddie, to go with 2 plays in this situation.
It was like Tedesco and Sirkovich, and then the gang tackling Crusaders follow in. Very outstanding linebackers for Brother Martin with Tedesco and Sirkovich.
They usually have some good ones, and the entire defense very solid for Brother Martin. Chubby Marks, an outstanding defensive coach. I'm sure he wasn't too happy to see East Ascension roll up 222 yards against him, but that all may have happened late because, as I said, Brother Martin scored on their first 6 possessions against East Ascension to go up to a commanding 38-0 lead.
If I'm correct, would you say that Brother Martin is kind of like the high school version of Penn State producing linebackers? I do remember Pat Stant and a couple other guys before that. As of now, South Lafourche has 99 yards total offense. Brother Martin is still at 33.
4th and 1. 59 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Full house backfield, and we have a flag on the play. And that was thrown without any movement. So we may have a defensive player lining up offsides or in the neutral zone. We'll have to wait and see the call.
All the flags came from the sidelines. Looks like an offsides call.
Well, if you're going to have to pick up a 4th and 1, that's the way to do it. No time goes off the clock. You pick up 5 free yards, And now the Tarpons face a 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
The question for me is, will Battle throw again? 3 passes in the first half, maybe more than we can ask for. But I think he's going to put it in the air.
All your letters, coaches, go to Eddie Davidson.
Care of
Battle.
Lance Jacobs.
1st and 10, dropping back in the pocket, and that goes nowhere. Blair Barbier blitzes on that play from the outside and takes Battle down from behind, and that'll force the Tarpons to call a timeout and brings up a 2nd down and 15 situation.
May I point out, he was dropping back to pass. So we are on the same page, Nessie Pierce and myself. And Barbier, the backup quarterback, if I remember correctly, made an outstanding play.
Not happy times on the Tarpons sideline. Things looking a little bit better for that man. That's Chubby Marks, the defensive coordinator for Brother Martin. 7-0, Brother Martin leads with 48 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. And we face a 2nd down and 15 situation for the Tarpons.
One thing you got to say with Chubby Marks with a name like that, you expect to see a man with a little bit more girth. This would be actually pretty good shape.
Once again, all letters to Eddie Davidson.
Care of Lance Jacob.
Here at the Louisiana Superdome, South Lafourche, 0. Brother Martin, 7. Pretty strong performance by both teams. Defensively, as we mentioned, a yardage advantage goes to the Tarpons, but you don't get points for that. You have to cross the plane of the goal line to get your points.
Exactly. Unless they're going back to that 1st down rule once again.
2nd down. You see
There's Battle.
Battle dropped back to pass, and it was just out of reach of Adrian Ross. A good-looking play was a sideline route, and Battle had to drop it over and in the open space for Ross. As you see Battle dropping back, and just a miscommunication on the play, and it was not catchable for Ross.
Battle 3 of 4 in the 9 for 55 yards. That is a very tough play from the throw because he had to throw over the defensive lineman. Battle standing only 5'9". The defensive lineman just pushing over 6 foot tall. That's a tough pass to complete.
Battle scored 3 touchdowns last week against Carver. Battle drops back to swing pass, and that was not on the mark as Danos, that time it was Paul Danos, could not catch it. And Battle will not be happy with that attempt at all.
Battle kind of short on this ball, led him a little bit too far out. Danos had a blocker up front with Adrian Ross. Could have gone for the 1st down. Well, maybe not that, but put him in a little bit better field position. I don't even think they're going to think about a kick right here.
37 seconds remain in the 2nd quarter. And the Tarpons bring the players up to the line of scrimmage. Gomez retreats off the field to make sure there's only 11. Here's a reverse. Collier has room. Oh, Collier may get the 1st down. He may have it. Inside the 15-yard line, possibly 1st down yardage. We will have to wait for a measurement and a mark to see if it is a 1st down. It is. Oh my goodness. 4th down and that much to go. Brother Martin cannot be happy at all about that situation, giving up a 1st down in that predicament right there.
Great fake by Battle, who was brought down by the defensive lineman from Brother Martin. And Collier with an outstanding run to the outside.
On top.
Only thing saving the touchdown was Brian Corrales with another one-arm tackle of the smaller Lafourche back.
On top of that play, Collier got out of bounds to stop the clock. The pass complete to Ross. And Ross is in for the touchdown. And we will have the opportunity for a tie football game here before half. And mark that play down to Collier on that 4th and 16 or 4th and 15 play. Here's the play. A nice catch by Ross. Made a good adjustment on the football. And the tackler brings him into the end zone. And it's 7-6 right now. The Tarpons are within 1.
It's a fantastic catch by Ross. Just wanted to concentrate to get the ball, but then to continue running to get into the end zone.
Extra point down. The kick is up, and it's good. We have a tie football game, 7-7, with 23 seconds remaining here in the 1st half. South Lafourche 7, Brother Martin 7, and mark down that play to Collier. That was a great misdirection play. I know Chubby Marks and Brother Martin, Coach Conlon, I know those guys aren't at all happy about these turn of events right now.
And one thing you see is Lafourche has gone away from their ball game during the the constant rushing attack. Now by adding the air game, Brother Martin's a bit off guard, and that's going to make a big difference. Here's the replay again. Battle with the fake up the middle to Blackwell. And we see Blackwell with a block. There's a great catch by Adrian Ross. Reagan Roussel attempted to keep him out the end zone, but couldn't do it.
Well, here we are teasing both coaches about their style of play and their grounded out style. And who would have thought this? Both teams have touchdowns by the air. Corrales with a 24-yard touchdown pass to Bouquois, and Badeau gets the 12-yard touchdown pass to Ross. So both teams scoring by the air, and that was an odd situation.
One thing, Badeau is 4 of 6 tonight for 67 yards and a touchdown. Here's like both kicking teams are on the wrong side of the field after that.
You saw that too, actually. That was pointed out to me, and I said, no, that couldn't have happened. But sure enough, all the teams were switching sides before the kickoff. There's the roller that goes down near the 20-yard line out of bounds. That'll be a penalty against the Tarpons. And Brother Martin will have their choice of a re-kick or putting the ball in play, I believe, near the 35-yard line. Let's see what the call is. They will put it in play at the 35.
Brother Martin's got 23 seconds to try and get this ball in field in scoring position. I would say field goal position, but in high school you don't see anybody attempt a long kick like that.
Judging by the situation in the past events, I believe this is going to be the old flop play. Corrales will probably take a knee. Brother Martin will get to halftime, get inside the locker room, and just regroup. The wishbone offense. No players outside the tackles. Corrales with the handoff, and he'll just keep it and bowl his way up to the 40-yard line, and that should end the first half. 17, 16, 15. The clock continues to count. We are all tied up here at the Louisiana Superdome in the finale of the Half-Bloody Classic. Brother Martin 7, South Lafourche 7, and oddly enough, with 8 seconds remaining, Coach Conlon calls the timeout.
Lance, you call a timeout with 8 seconds left. All you can think about doing is a Hail Mary. Does he have a quarterback with an arm that can get 60 yards downfield? That's
he definitely does. As I mentioned, I watched this team play in the East Jefferson Jamboree, and the quarterback with the good arm is on the bench right now, and that's Blair Barbier. Number 17 may come into the contest here just to throw one up long, and who knows, the Hail Mary play. This dome has certainly seen a number of Hail Mary plays work.
Usually with the Atlanta Falcons involved.
So let's see what will transpire here as Coach Conlon and his quarterbacks now discuss things on the sideline.
Let's see if Lafourche drops somebody back real far. It doesn't look like they're going to drop anybody back.
All right, now keep an eye out now for a trick play. There are two quarterbacks going into the game right now. Number 3 is your starter, Ricky Corrales, and also keep an eye on number 17. He is Blair Barbier, and Barbier will take the snap. Dropping back to pass near the 30-yard line. He will heave it long. Wide open is Corrales, and taken away at the last minute is the defensive back for the South Lafourche Tarpons. There is no time on the clock. That ball hung in the air just a bit too long, and that allowed the free safety to get over Ricky Burke and knock that pass down. So at the end of one half of play, it's Brother Martin 7, South Lafourche 7. We'll be back for the second half in just a few.
Shaquille O'Neal returns to the Superdome when the Orlando Magic meets the Miami Heat. Catch the Shaq Saturday, October 29. Tickets on sale now at the Dome and Ticketmaster. Buy yours now.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Superdome. One half is history. The Brother Martin Crusaders 7, the South Lafourche Tarpons 7, and we are just about to get underway for the second half action. Brother Martin amassed 40 yards total offense in the first half. South Lafourche 125. Despite that advantage, we are knotted up at 7-all. 12 minutes on the clock for the start of the third quarter, and Brother Martin will receive. As you may remember, they deferred after winning the toss on the opening coin flip. The kick is underway, and it's taken by Brother Martin at the 10-yard line. This is Gerard. Gerard gets not far past the 20 before he is taken down, and it'll be first and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Right now, the big surprise for me in this game is the fact that South Lafourche has gone to the air 6 times, completing 4 of 6 for 67 yards, Lance. 67
yards through the air. As we mentioned, we really teased the coaches a lot early on about their styles of play, but I tell you what, Jamie Batto has stepped up and completed some very big passes, and of course the touchdown pass to Ross in the first half. The handoff on the misdirection play goes nowhere, and the South Lafourche defense remains to be strong up the middle. Lieber on the ball carry, and Jerome Amard was the defensive player making the stop.
Brother Martin continues to struggle running the ball, and here you see Lieber moving outside. Amard was just right there stuffing the play. There's no room for him to go anywhere. They're going to have to try and open it up by throwing the ball a little bit.
In the first half, Lieber had -1 yards rushing, Gerard -3, Corrales had 16, and Pizzolatto had 4. So that's a total of 16 yards rushing for Brother Martin in the first half. That play doesn't get much better, and it's going to be 3rd and long for Brother Martin. A passing situation, you would think, for Coach Bobby Conlon.
Mark Danos, the free safety, came in to make the stop on Corrales. It's a very nice tackle here, but it's going to be a long night. They continue this running the ball, forcing the ball into the ground.
Well, they're forcing the ball in between the tackles. This play attempts to get outside, but it's cut back inside. Most of Brother Martin's big plays were to the outside against East Jefferson, well, actually against Bonneville in the East Jefferson Jamboree. Corrales back to pass, steps up in the pocket. Now he wants to run. At the 30-yard line, makes a move for the first down, and it's 1st and 10 for Brother Martin at the 34-yard line.
That would appear to be the longest run from scrimmage today for Brother Martin, and it comes out of a passing situation.
Corrales picks up the first down, and that keeps the clock moving for the Brother Martin Crusaders. No doubt they want to use a time of possession style of game and just keep the chains moving. Here you see Corrales back in the pocket, closes down, and he attempts to go ahead and run.
And he eluded the one tackle in the backfield. That would have been a very big play for the Tarpons.
Inside we go. This is Corrales on the running play to the outside after faking the handoff to Pizzolatto, and Corrales is taken down for a 2-yard, maybe a 3-yard gain.
Looks like Kent Berg was in on the stop right there in Corrales. You know, Brother Martin running that option play. He was attempting the pitch, but decided to pull it back, and Kent Berg was there to bring him down.
Kent Berg at just 5'9" and 203 pounds here on the near side of your screen. It's a wonder they have not gone after him a bit more. He's rather light to be a defensive end, but his quickness shows up here as he traps down Corrales on the outside. Moving on the play, flags everywhere, and we will redo 2nd down. And the officials are conferencing, and we know we're going to have either a legal motion or offsides on one of these teams. Let's see. And they will pick up the flags. That's an odd call, and An odd call. They pick up the flags and say no play. We'll have what we all had back in school and back in playground ball. This is a do-over. Second down.
The question is, why is it a do-over?
I don't know why they threw the flag on that play. The play off to the right side, and Gerard finally is now in positive yards for the night. That is a 6-yard scamper off to the right side.
Yeah, Gerard's best carry of the night. In fact, his first carry in the positive territory.
It'll be third and very short. There you see the fake handoff to Pizzolato, and Gerard takes it off to the right side following some blockers. Third down and very short. Odd to see the officials not measure this ball. It's going to bring up a running situation, third and very short. Number 85 for Brother Martin is now in on the play. That's Sean Marbury, the extra tight end. Wishbone set in the backfield. Quick play, the handoff up the middle. No, he keeps it. Corrales to the outside. Dodges one tackler down inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. And that was one of the better looking plays for Brother Martin on that outside pitch where Corrales elected to keep the ball and get the first down yardage.
That may be the first time their running game has actually worked as it's supposed to. 2 plays in a row. Gerard with a 6-yard gain, and now Corrales with about another 8 or 9-yard gain, correct?
Now with the
fake pitch right here from Corrales. He just takes it outside. Nice cut right there. And he's brought down from behind, but he still continues to muscle on for another 4 yards.
Now at the end of this play, you're going to see Corrales go to the turf rather awkwardly, and this is one of the negative sides of running this style of offense. When your quarterback is consistently running the ball and keeping the ball, you're going to get dinged up and bruised. And here you see Corrales walking off the sideline. It appears to be a shoulder injury to his left shoulder. So that brings in Blair Barbier, the second-string quarterback, 5'10", 175-pound junior. He hands off to the right side. That may have been Lieber. We'll check the number, but he has a relatively short gain for maybe 3.
Barbier, besides being the backup quarterback, is also the starting right cornerback, if I remember correctly.
Royce Gerard is the carrier on that last play. It'll bring up a second down situation and a short 7. Quickly back in the game, you see Corrales behind the center. Here's the pitch to the outside. Adjustment on the pitch is Lieber, and Lieber cuts it back inside for a possible another 3. And we could be faced up with a situation of 3rd and 4 for Brother Martin.
Appeared to be a very dangerous pitch here by Corrales, as he's already in the grasp, and he dishes it outside. It's a nice tackle by Danos to bring him down.
Jason Hamilton, the Tarpon defender, forcing the quick pitch by Corrales. And as you mentioned, Danos did a good job of forcing the runner back to the inside where the rest of his defense remained. 3rd down and 4, Corrales. The handoff here to the far side, and this is Lieber. And Lieber did not get enough. It'll be 4th down and a long 1. Normally in this situation, inside of Tarpon territory, you have to figure Conlon's going to go for it. And he will. 6:48 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. 7-7 ball game. Brother Martin and South Lafourche tied up. Wishbone set behind Corrales. The fans are up on their feet, and we have a flag on the play. And this may be a penalty against Brother Martin. We'll have to wait and see.
The question is, with the flags down, will they just put them back in their back pockets and forget about it?
Yes, this is an official penalty. Not like the previous one. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 6 situation. And we'll see if Coach Conlon rethinks his decision here, and it will. Reggio will come on to punt for Brother Martin.
One thing, Lance, at the 40-yard line, this punt, odds are it's going to look at a touchback unless he has really good control and can get out of bounds. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for a fake.
This early in the second half, I'm going to go with Reggio punting this one away. Here's a little pooch punt coming your way, folks. There it is, up in the air, and see if we'll get the fortuitous bounce. Bounces at the 15, bounces inside the 10, and the artificial turf keeps it alive at the 6-yard line, and Brother Martin has South Lafourche backed up at their own 6.
That is a great punt by Reggio to put it down inside the 10. That's fantastic.
This is one of those punts where you just get it up in the air and hope the artificial turf treats you right. There you take a look at Coach Conlon and the rest of the Brother Martin staff there. Reggio back and finally gets this one away around the 50-yard line in a very calm and collected punt. It bounces at about the 15, and it takes a Brother Martin bounce inside the 10-yard line.
34 yards in the punt for Reggio. Excellent punt.
Bado and the Tarpons now on the field at their own 6. The handoff here to Collier, and Collier makes it to the 9-yard line.
Gain of 3 on the play for Collier, running to the right side again. It's behind the 2 big offensive linemen, Ryan Thomasy, 75, 6'4", 286 pounds, and David St. Marie, 6'3", 255 pounds.
Thomasy is a player that we haven't called his name a lot, but he's a very good offensive lineman. Thomasy on that play, clearing out some room. The Brother Martin defense playing strong, especially in the front line, and that's why you have not heard the prowess of Ryan Thomasy. And there's another example right there. A big hit by Jason Sirkovich, the linebacker for Brother Martin, and that is a no gain for the Tarpons. Brother Martin hanging tough as they have the Tarpons backed up to the shadows of their own goalpost.
Sirkovich with a fine defensive play right there. Looked like he was coming in for the blitz, making impressive pressure in the backfield.
Also in on the play there, you take a look at big Damien Tellier. The handoff to the far side. Has some room up to the 15-yard line. Won't be enough for the first down. This will bring up a 4th down situation. That was Adrian Ross off to the left side. Gain of 5 for Ross. But as we mentioned, this will now be a punting situation for Coach Nessie Pierce and the Tarpons.
You remember early in the game, David Gomez had problems with his punting. Do you think the Crusaders will put pressure on this one?
I think in the game plan, they're definitely going to go ahead and put pressure on this. Let's see if the blocking scheme has changed at all for Nessie Pierce. You may want to take the conservative route and set up the return. You don't figure this to be a very far punt, and it isn't. And that is a major problem. That ball is going to bounce. Well, let's see what the call is. It would have been interesting to see what would have happened if that ball would have bounced through the end zone. Wouldn't that have been a safety?
It was in the end zone. In fact, they're calling a touchback, is what I'm saying right here.
Well, I think because Brother Martin touched it. It is a safety. One of the odder safeties you'll ever see. And we have to take a look at that one again if we can.
The one thing is it really could have been a touchdown if Roussel could have gotten there quicker and realized the ball was bouncing around. He could have picked it up and gone in for the score.
There's the punt, and it may have been blocked. It may have been deflected.
Deflect is probably
by
more
Pizzolatto.
accurate.
There you see the bounce. It takes a backwards bounce. It'll finally get in through the end zone. And that should not have been a safety. Quite frankly, that should not have been a safety. It should be Brother Martin's ball at the 20-yard line. There you can clearly see the ball was not blocked at all. It was not touched. Watch number 13 if we can re-rack that. You'll see number 13 have both hands on the football. Contact is made, and the ball goes out of the end zone. That is a touchback, and Brother Martin should have it at the 20, or possibly South Lafourche would have it at the 20 if possession was ruled to be complete by Brother Martin, but I don't think that would be the call. I think it should be Brother Martin's football, but not on the safety.
It seems like the ball went out near the 1-yard line after it was contacted, so.
We'll take a look at that after this free kick here by South Lafourche. That's an odd-looking play, and I very well could be wrong, but it appeared that Brother Martin touched it last before it went through the end zone. There's the kick. It's underway, and it's received by Royce Gerard. Off to the right side. He has room. And finally, he'll break across the 50-yard line before he is taken to the sideline by Jerome Amard. Now watch this play. If we can slow it down, I'll show you what I'm talking about.
There's no block here.
Here's the punt from the beginning, and you'll see the ball go straight up. It was no contact. There you see Pizzolatto came nowhere near touching that ball. Now watch the bounce. If we can get this, here we go. Here's the ball bouncing backwards. There you see it's definitely touched by a Tarpon player. Now here comes the Brother Martin player, have both hands on the ball. Contact is made. It definitely goes through the end zone. And the call was the safety.
The reason it's a safety, I believe, is because the last team with possession was the Tarpons on the punt. No one regained possession, never exchanged. There was a clipping call on the last play of the return by Gerard.
1st and 10 at the 35. The handoff. And Gerard will go nowhere as the Tarpon defense remains strong up top. That's Jason Hamilton.
Hamilton having an outstanding game here, with quite a lot of pressure in the backfield all night long for the Tarpons. Watch the play here. Here's Hamilton just stuffed on the block, but he gets loose and makes a tackle on Gerard. Looks like Dustin Cook was on the block, and Jason Hamilton just cast him aside to make the tackle. I think we're going to see Corrales doing a little more option running right here, going to his right.
Corrales dropping back to pass, fires to the far side, and it is caught by Brandon Buqua, who has the touchdown pass, the other completion by Corrales earlier in the first half, and that was a catch in traffic. Here you're going to see the play action pass back to the pocket, and he'll fire with the right arm. Kind of a wobbly pass, but a nice catch by Brandon Buqua. That's a quality receiver right there.
Excellent catch by Buqua. Great throw by Corrales. Surprised a quarterback with his kind of touch. He should be throwing the ball maybe a little bit more often. But you see, I like the offensive game. Let's put the ball in the air. Take your chances.
The handoff up the gut. And Pizzolato goes maybe for one.
It's like Paul Dano stood him up, coming in from his cornerback position. In fact, it's kind of hard to say they're cornerbacks because Brother Martin isn't using any receivers from the cover.
Clarification on the safety. No possession was established after the punt. As you had pointed out, no matter who touched the ball, they treated it as if the punt went straight up in the air and bounced out of his own end zone, which technically would be a safety, and that's the way they called it. So by the book, you would have to say that was definitely the right call. And this is Lieber off to the left side, and he's near first down yardage. I believe he has it. Yes, he does. It'll be 1st and 10 for Brother Martin at the 42.
8-yard gain for Lieber. Just takes the ball to the left handoff. Makes a couple of little nifty move there. Kind of a missed tackle there by 55. Is that, or 59, is that Mac Bourne?
Several key blocks by the tight end and the tackle for Brother Martin on that last play, and that's what sprung Lieber. 1st and 10 from inside the 43. Out to the top is Brandon Buqua. Here's the handoff to the near side, and that's a short gain to the 40-yard line. And that was Lieber one more time for 2 yards.
It appears every couple of plays, Brother Martin has a short yard gain, big pop, 10 yards, 8 yards.
Another quick moving half of football. We are now under 1 minute and 30 seconds to play here in the third quarter. And the referees have to be enjoying this because it's a quick night of work.
Moving
1st and 10.
quickly.
Actually, it should be 2nd and 8. Here's the pass. Buqua wide open inside the 30-yard line. And that was a quality strike by Corrales. The 3rd reception for Buqua. 12-yard pass by Corrales. Stepping back in the pocket, looking up strong, and throws a bullet right to Buqua.
Corrales 3 of 3 for 43 yards in this game, showing a very outstanding arm. And a great catch again by Brandon Buqua.
Hey, Joe Montana had his Rice. Now he has Willie Davis. Corrales has Brandon Buqua. 1st and 10 from inside the 30. Pizzolato changes direction to the right side, much like another number 32, Marcus Allen, and he's inside the 15-yard line.
Excellent run by Pizzolato. In trouble on the left side, changes direction, rolls to the right, and just rambles for
15 yards off the right tackle. Watch this play. Nowhere to go here on the near side. Jason Hamilton does a great job of standing up his blocker. Pizzolato says, can't go anywhere that way. Maybe I'll try the other way. Gets to the outside of big number 75. That's Ryan Thomasy. Picks up a key block, and then he heads to the sideline to pick up 15 yards.
Great elusiveness there by Pizzolato.
And Gerard will take that handoff off the right tackle and have a short gain of maybe 2 yards. Under 30 seconds to play now here in the third quarter. Brother Martin leads the Tarpons 9-7.
And Pizzolato now has 21 yards and 8 carries. Corrales, 45 yards and 8 carries. And Lieber, 15 yards on 7 carries. Still not a great night rushing for Brother Martin, having a lot of success in the air. Looks for Bourgeois right now.
Second and let's call it 9. Corrales to the near side. Has the option man, but won't pitch. He'll keep it inside the 10. He goes down to the 7-yard line, maybe the 6. That'll bring up a third down situation, and we are through 3 quarters of play. The Brother Martin Crusaders lead the South Lafourche Tarpons 9-7. We have 12 minutes of football left your way.
And then at the end of the third quarter,
Entering the fourth quarter of play here at the Louisiana Superdome, the Half-Bloody Classic nearing its conclusion here as Brother Martin leads 9-7 over South Lafourche. It's been a great night of football. Jesuit came in and took care of business against O. Perry Walker. Brother Martin and South Lafourche are notched up in a great battle here. Brother Martin threatening inside the 10-yard line, facing a third down situation here. And you have to believe, Eddie, that the Tarpons want to force a field goal situation for Brother Martin so they can stay within 1 score.
It's an excellent observation there, Lance. You know, one thing with Brother Martin right now is they've been having a lot of success running to the right and getting the ball in the air, but now not as much of a field to work with. They want to try and throw the ball. But Bourgeois is lined up to the right side, so you never know right now with Brother Martin.
We enter the final 12 minutes of play here in the fourth quarter. Corrales hands off to Lieber, and Lieber doesn't get to the 5-yard line. That'll be 4th and 1, and Bobby Conlon has a decision to make here.
Obviously, Conlon's not listening to me because I would have run that ball to the right side.
Flag on the play. Let's see. Yes, there is a flag. Holding, and that will change the situation by about 10 yards. So we'll sort things out. Brother Martin flagged for holding. And that is a damaging call anytime you're inside the 10. A coach on any level hates to see that, especially on a running play. Holding on a running play down that low, where you just want to let your big guys go up against their big guys. That's not what you want to see.
Especially such a sizable offensive line as Brother Martin has, and they've had very few penalties tonight, and that's the first one on the offensive line.
Now the holding must have taken place well beyond the line of scrimmage, because they have been penalized back to the 15-yard line. Corrales drops back, rolls to the near side, has some room, tucks it under, makes a nice cut back to the inside, to the 5. He just gets to the 6-yard line. They won't give him forward progress. The 6-yard line is where the play ends. And that was a 9-yard gain for Corrales.
If we get the replay coming up.
One more time, decision time for Coach Conlon. 4th down and 2.
Okay, watch the replay here. You know, I think it's a great block coming up by Pizzolato. No, it's 28. Gerard had a great block there. You didn't see it on the replay, but that sprung him loose. If it wasn't for that block, he's probably going to be sacked for a loss. 4th and 2, I go for it.
There you can see on that replay that Corrales did not even get back to the 6-yard line. And with fear of another delay of game call, he goes ahead and he will call timeout. So we have 10:49 remaining here in this contest. Brother Martin leads South Lafourche 9-7.
If you're gonna come out to play, you better not fake it.
kick it, quench it.
Gatorade in the house! Come on!
Kick it like that. Kick it, quench it. Quench it like that. Kick it, quench it.
Quench it with Gatorade. Nothing helps you go longer or stronger.
Kick it, quench it. Kick it,
Word up!
quench it.
Come on, come on!
Kick it like that. Gotta get me Gatorade. Give me some.
It's gotta be Gatorade.
Kick it.
Lance Jacobs Jacob and Eddie Davidson back with you inside the Louisiana Superdome for the Hat Bloody Classic. Brother Martin 9, South Lafourche 7. And Brother Martin faces an important 4th down situation right now, as it is 4th and 2 from the 6-yard line. There you take a look at some of the friendly faces inside the Louisiana Superdome. A good crowd on hand. Another great night of high school football here in New Orleans.
Brother Martin's had 109 yards rushing tonight on 33 carries. Far cry from last week's performance. And those stats are supplied by our ace statistician, Henry Green.
4th and 2. The handoff. He has the first down and maybe more as he gets down to the goal line inside the 1-yard line.
Once again, Brother Martin with a lot of success running to the right, yet they will continue to run to the left. I don't understand it, Lance. Yeah, there's 2 big guys on the right-hand side, and Kurt Traub and Dustin Cook. They've been having their way with the Lafourche line.
As we talked about earlier in the second quarter, I mentioned that these types of offense work a lot on wearing down a defense and making that big push in the 3rd and 4th quarter, and that's what's going on right now. Corrales, inside handoff, and Royce Girard, despite being hit in the backfield, manages to get inside the 1-yard line.
Yeah, one thing you point out about wearing them down, the fact that Brother Martin basically uses 4 players to carry the ball, allows them to get their rest, and as they need to go through this long 48 minutes of football.
And one thing else we need to point out, that Brother Martin now, as we understand it, over 100 yards in rushing. And most of that has come in the second half, because they only had 16 yards rushing in the first half. 2nd and goal. Corrales with the sneak. He's up and over. Touchdown, Crusaders. And they now lead 16-7, awaiting the extra point. 15-7, awaiting the extra point. 2nd touchdown of the night for Corrales, won by the air. And this one on the quarterback keeper.
Corrales with 11 carries for 61 yards, and the big push up the middle for the Crusaders. Now the kick is going to be Nick Reggio, taking the extra point.
An important extra point, because that is an important extra point, as I alluded to, because now South Lafourche needs 2 scores to recapture the lead. Brother Martin 16, South Lafourche 7. We have 9:50 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Rolling Stones live. Voodoo Lounge. A state of mind.
Budweiser presents Rolling Stones Live with special guest Bryan Adams, October 10th at the Superdome. Tickets on sale now at the Superdome box office. All Ticketmaster outlets or charge by phone.
Rolling Stones live.
9:50 remaining in this contest. Brother Martin leads 16-7. And other than one possession, South Lafourche has not had the ball in this half except for one possession. And that was on the safety. Reggio approaches the ball and gets plenty of leg in that one, and that won't be returned.
I think Mort Anderson would be proud of that kick.
And so South Lafourche will have to go 80 yards to dent the end zone here in the final 9:50. Nick Reggio there on the sideline, proud of that effort, as is his teammates.
Lance, as you mentioned earlier, Brother Martin has gained 99 yards in the second half rushing, compared to their 16 in the first.
A big difference from the 16 in the first, that's right. Several players were in negative yards in the first half. Batto, back to pass, fires with the right hand, complete to the outside. That's Gomez, and he's out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. That is a 14-yard completion. Batto to Gomez.
Batto now 5 of 7 for 81 yards. Didn't expect this kind of passing by the Tarpons.
Both defenses keying on the runs, and the quarterbacks have stepped up and have had pretty pretty darn good days. There you see the pass one more time by Batto, and Gomez was wide open and picks up the necessary yards for the first down. 9:44 on the clock. 1st and 10. Batto on the reverse, and Brother Martin almost smelled that one. But here's the play, and
Danos on the run.
Danos on the misdirection play, and he's brought down by Chad Kahn.
First time we mentioned that name tonight. Chad Kahn had 2 tackles last week. But Paul Danos with a great misdirection play. It's almost like a reverse type here.
There you see the
pitch in
flow
the
of the
middle.
action moving to the left. And there's the big play. Brian Corrales, number 56, almost put that play, almost stopped that play deep in the Tarpon backfield. But Danos made the necessary move, and it's 1st and 10 from the 50.
18 yards in the carry for Danos.
They give it back to Danos to the right side, breaking a tackle down to the 45-yard line. A 5-yard gain. That'll be 2nd and 5. 9-10 and counting on the clock.
Danos now has 23 yards on 6 carries. The most successful runner for the Tarpons tonight.
Last 2 plays going the seniors' way. Paul Danos, the ball carrier. He will now be taken out for a breather. And now we're facing a 2nd and 5 situation. Batto, Collier in motion in the backfield. There's the handoff to Blackwell, and Blackwell has first down yardage over the 40-yard line.
6-yard gain for Blackwell. This is the kind of game that once you have an outdoor game possibly, a little rain, a little mud, maybe a little snow if we were lucky. It's a good game for those kind of running teams.
And these teams won't see snow anytime soon, that's for sure.
We might not see rain playing in a place like this.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. 8:25 and counting. Important possession here for the Tarpons. They need to come away with points. Batto has the troops up at the line of scrimmage. In motion is Ross, and Batto lost the football. It's loose on the ground, and we'll have to wait and see. Brother Martin has the football. What a quick call by the official. Let's see who comes away out of the pile with the football. It is Brother Martin's ball, so credit the official with making the quick and correct call. The turnover goes against the Tarpons, and Brother Martin has the football. Credit Jason Sirkovich getting inside and breaking up the initial handoff, it looked like, and then it was a free-for-all for the football. There you see number 1 on your screen. That's big Jason Sirkovich, and he may have forced the running back to bump into the quarterback, and that caused the ball to hit the turf. Back to live action. Corrales, 1st and 10 from the 45 for Brother Martin. On the inside handoff, a 4-yard gain, and Eddie, it's important to point out right now that these plays that were being stopped for no gain and 1-yard gains in the first half are now going for 3 and 4 yards. And
3 and 4 yards a pop is a first down every time. So continue to expect, as we said earlier, they're going to wear them down. They're 4 running backs carrying the ball. As it appears now, South Lafourche is getting a bit worn, other than Jason Hamilton, number 81 for Lafourche.
2nd and 8 from the 48. Lieber in motion deep in the backfield. The handoff goes to Pizzolato, and he will dent the 50-yard line and make it into Tarpon territory.
I'm still a bit surprised Brother Martin is running to the right. They've had a lot of success going to the right. Let them stop you first and then start going to the left.
Well, the heaviest man on the offensive line is Nick Cashjohn at 5'11", 265 pounds. So that may be the reason they're going that way. He's some 45 pounds larger than any other offensive lineman they have.
But Lafourche's right end is Kent Berg at 5'9", 203, their smallest. So the size advantage is still with Brother Martin on that side.
Corrales is tackled after a short gain, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 4 situation. The Tarpons will get the football back, but the clock is quickly becoming their enemy. Under 7 minutes to play.
See Corrales rolling to his left, looking for the block by Lieber, but he's corralled by number, it's like 84. 81 again, Jason Hamilton.
Jason Hamilton in on the play. Also number 24, John Paul Martin for the Tarpons. Coming onto the field just a bit late is Joey Tedesco, and Reggio fumbles the snap, but gets the kick away, and it'll bounce to 23. Inside the 15, it's continuing to roll, and it'll be stopped at the 12-yard line.
I think that was the case where Lafourche needed to put pressure on him. If they had put any pressure on him at all, he probably would have muffed the kick, and it would have had great field position. Right now, they got to go 84 yards or 87 yards for a touchdown. They need a touchdown.
There you take a look at Reggio collecting the football and showing a lot of poise there and getting that kick off. Reggio can laugh about it now, but if that takes a couple of bounces the other way, he wouldn't be all smiles on the sideline.
That last kick for Reggio measured 35 yards. He's averaging 36 a night. That's a good average for a high school punter.
3rd and 6, handoff to Collier on the far side, weeding his way through blockers, and it's a short gain. Maybe 2 yards as Tillier, there you see big number 84 in the back of the pack, making the tackle.
With his helmet sticking out of the top of everyone else's. Tillier, an All-American candidate from Brother Martin, with a fine defensive play, shedding the blocker, actually going through 2 blockers, no, just 1 blocker, and just ripping Collier to the ground.
That's just sheer determination right there. That man wants to get to the football. 2nd down, and let's call it a short 8. Well, let's call it a long 7. How about that? There you go. Batto to the far side, fakes the handoff, goes out to the 10-yard line, and he's wrapped up for a loss. It'll be 3rd down and possibly 11. Another tackle by Tillier.
And Tillier once again shedding the blockers. There he's got Batto in his sights, and he's going down. Very powerful senior Damien Tillier. 6'2", 275. Very heavily recruited.
Under 5 minutes to play. To say this is a crucial down for the Tarpons is an understatement. Trailing 16-7. And we may have delay of game against the Tarpons, or we may have a Brother Martin defender lining up offsides. We have the offsides call, and that will shorten up this 3rd down play to make it 3rd and 5.
That's Brother Martin's 8th penalty for 49 yards. And this could be one of those crucial plays that puts them back into a chance to make the 1st down, leads to a scoring drive.
With the new 3rd down situation, the Tarpons change some personnel. And Batto brings the Tarpons up to the line of scrimmage. And we'll call it the 17-yard line. He'll try to get to the outside, doesn't get there, and there may be a loose ball. It's a fumble on the play, and Brother Martin has another turnover.
Jason Sirkovich with the pressure on the inside made the play, caused the fumble, and led to the turnover.
If we can take a look at that play again, I'll show you what I mean by a gapping defense. As I mentioned, Chubby Marks likes to charge the gaps, and there you see big number 1, Jason Sirkovich, going right through the gap and getting to the quarter.
Sirkovich at 6'2", 195. Very sizable high school linebacker. Plays like that reminiscent of the mad stork Ted Hendricks.
Handoff to Lieber to the outside. He gets to the 10-yard line.
Maybe their parents will remember Ted Hendricks.
4:08, 4:07. The clock now the enemy of the Tarpons, as Brother Martin will try and go in for the kill here. Corrales remains at quarterback. Lieber, Gerard, and Pizzolato in the backfield. Coming onto the field just a bit late is Marbury, the backup tight end. So they may go with the 2 tight end set here. Under 4 minutes now, 3:44 and counting. Wishbone in the backfield. The handoff to the wingback, and he's up near the 6-yard line. Gerard on the carry. That'll bring up a 3rd down situation.
On the night, Roy Straw with 11 carries for 23 yards, a far cry from his performance last week where he had 11 carries for 125 versus East Ascension.
Wishbone one more time. Corrales, Pizzolato's the up back, Gerard, and Lieber the wingbacks. Here to the near side, the option play. He'll keep it himself, and he is crunched inside the 3-yard line. That may be enough for a 1st down. We may have a measurement.
I think they're marking it first down already. It's a vicious stick, though, by South Lafourche.
It is a first down. First and goal to go. Under 3 minutes to play inside the 3-yard line. The wishbone one more time.
Is it ever not the wishbone with Brother Martin?
Here's Corrales under center. The handoff to Lieber, and Lieber gets inside the 1 where his knee makes contact with the turf, and it'll be second down from inside the 1.
Lieber taking the ball to the left, running against Jason Hamilton and company. And he's brought down with Paul Danos and Jason Hamilton making the stop. Actually, a very good run for only being a 1-yard gain.
A lot of things going on there, going through some blockers and some heavy hitting. And the play is a touchdown for Brother Martin. Did he give off to Pizzolato, or did Corrales keep it himself?
I think Corrales on the keeper.
If that was, that is... Corrales collects his 3rd touchdown of the night. 2 on the ground, 1 in the air.
Corrales with 14 carries for 67 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing, 3 of 3 passing for 43 yards, and a touchdown.
Played like a senior tonight. Reggio with the point after, and it's good. Reggio now 7 of 7 for PATs on the year. With 2:13 remaining in this game, it is 23-7.
Sunday, September 18th at the Louisiana Superdome. Willie Nelson and family. Sean Mellencamp. Neil Young. Spin Doctors. Jim Blossoms. With the Neville Brothers, John Conley, Teddy Bingo, and many more. For tickets, call 1-800-488-5252. Farm Aid 7. Southwest Airlines is the official airline to Farm Aid.
There you take a look at head coach Bobby Conlon, about to collect his 186th victory, going up against 85 defeats, and he's in his 25th year. Reggio set the kickoff, and this game is just about in the books. And this one won't make the end zone. Danos, this is Mark Danos going to the back to the inside, and he doesn't even get back to the 20. Where it will be the Tarpons football.
Another fine kick by Reggio, though. You know, reminiscent of a soccer player, actually, I think. You know, it leads us to believe soccer players. Our statistician tonight, Henry Green, the assistant general manager of the New Orleans Riverboat Gamblers soccer team, member of the United States Interregional Soccer League. A little quick stats for you. Once again, Corrales with 14 carries, 67 yards. 3 for 3 passing, 43 yards. Those stats provided by Henry Green.
Look out.
Ooh.
Big rush from the outside that time by Brother Martin's number 56, and that is Brian Corrales.
That was a major stick put on little Jamie Baddow.
And Baddow did not see it coming. Here you take a look at Baddow setting back. I got plenty of time. Uh-oh. That is a BC Powder type of play.
That made me cringe looking at it.
Under 2 minutes to go now. Inside of 1:30 right now. Left on the clock.
Curious to see if South Lafourche has a team chiropractor after that hit.
2nd and 15. Baddow with the inside handoff. Good moves by Collier as he tries to get to the outside. And another big-time tackle by number 13, Reagan Roussel, who made a similar type tackle to save a touchdown earlier in the 2nd quarter.
It's like Reagan Roussel with the elephant-like tackle.
6'3", 190-pound junior, had 3 tackles against East Ascension last week. And he's adding to his total as each game goes by. A good open field tackle by Roussel. Did not allow Collier to get to the outside, break a big one on him.
And Brother Martin is a very strong team. They're able to make a lot of tackles, one-on-one tackles, or other teams would not be able to do it.
This is Batto keeping the football, going to the far side. The completion is made, but it's a very short gain. That'll bring up another 4th down situation. Clock continues to run inside of 30 seconds now. We've had an outstanding night of football. The Jesuit Blue Jays took care of business earlier tonight, defeating the O. Perry Walker Chargers. Brother Martin is going to go on and be victorious in this game. 23-7 is the score, but in all honesty, it really wasn't that big of a score difference on the field. These two teams battled each other toe-to-toe before South Lafourche finally gave way to Brother Martin's experience and size here in the final quarter.
One thing, next week, Brother Martin will be taking on Thibodeau, I believe, and South Lafourche will venture to take on Terrebonne. That's the ball game, Lance.
As you can see, the players on the field, and they have concluded another half-bloody classic here in the Louisiana Superdome. Brother Martin wins 23-7. I want to pass along thanks right now to our statistician Henry Green, donating his time, and also Eddie Davidson, also here to bring this broadcast